Information Director Eddie Mullins, and one of his pupils, Nate Tiny Archibald.
Thank you, Robin. That was very nice. You know, I was sitting back there a while ago, and I haven't had a tuxedo on before. Being from deep in the heart of Texas. My little grandson says, Pampaw, sitting over there, he said, "You look like a penguin." You know, I'm a little nervous. The rest of these people, I'm in awe not only of the crowd, but the speakers. I'm a little scared. Haven't been in front of a bunch like this since last Thursday, but, you know, that was home, folks. I know now what a cat feels like just before he gets ran over. You know, one of the fellas that is up here is Eddie Mullins. I was coaching a big old town of Headley, a town of about 500. That was after I had started out coaching at Benjamin, and I met this man. He's a sports writer, and he had a column mulling it over with Eddie Mullins. Well, anyway, he covered the Headley Owls and Owlettes. By the way, I coach boys and girls basketball. Eddie one time told me, he said, "Hey, Don," he said, "you know, when you win, you call real early." He said, "When you lose," he said, "I almost missed the deadline." But Eddie Mullins is directly responsible for me being here. They put me up 3 or 4 times. Eddie kept plugging along. I said, "Eddie, give up." Eddie said, "No, hell no, I'm not giving up." And I thought it was real funny when I saw Joe and Robin when we got in New York. One of the things that made me feel real good, they said, "Coach, we're glad you got in. We're tired of getting letters from El Paso." I don't think Nate Archibald needs any kind of an introduction. One of the greatest things that's ever happened to me is having Nate play for me. I don't think anybody ever again will do what Nate did. 35 points a game leading the NBA and 11 assists. And tonight, Nate, I'll make that 12 assists, assisting me. Thank you very much. I played for legendary Coach Hank Iba. Bob Curlin is here. I don't know about Bob, but I didn't enjoy that much my playing days at Oklahoma State. I did after I got through all the lessons I learned, but while I was there, I quit every day. Every damn day of the season, I quit. Well, you think it's fun? You know, how about the Christmas holidays when Bailey was probably eating turkey and what have you? You know what we were doing? We were practicing from 9 to 12, 2 to 5, and 7 to 10. How would you like that to try on? But it's real funny, like the best friend that I ever had was after I got out of college was Coach Iba. I was with him in the 72 Olympics. The Olympics, you probably remember, it was very, very tough. It was his third and a heck of a way to go down. My wife, Mary, I never wanted ever to coach, and I played AAU basketball about 3 or 4 years, and she kept urging me. She said, "Honey, you need to start coaching." And I figured out about 15 years later, she figured I didn't know how to do anything else. I better start doing something. My sons are here, Brent, David, and Steve, Carmen, my grandsons, John Paul, and Cameron. My sons enjoyed me being nervous. They got my steak. Over the years, I've been very, very fortunate. The presidents at the University of Texas at El Paso have all been very special, but none probably as special as Dr. Diana Natalicia. Dr. Natalicia is here tonight. I guess I need to say, Dean Smith, you're not the only one with a building named after you. Last Thursday night, Dr. Natalicia announced that they had renamed the Special Events Center that we played in for 20 years, the Don Haskins Center, and I couldn't be prouder. And I want to thank you, Dr. Natalicia. This honor tonight, this honor is great for my wife, kids, all of my family. But what it is really all about, this honor is for the University of Texas at El Paso and the city of El Paso. And the news media. The news media, nobody's ever been treated as well as I have. These guys have just been tremendous. And the town, all the years I've been there, is unbelievable. I would like for you to know I've got a great athletic director. He's not just an athletic director, but he's my friend, John Thompson. With us also tonight, thank you, John, for all the nice things you've done for me. I appreciate it very much. Tim Floyd, who I took on as a 22-year-old. I got to tell you, Tim, now coaching at Iowa State, I think everybody knows that. You know, we wasn't paying him a heck of a lot at UTEP, but I'm borrowing money from him now. He's doing real good. I'm going to take my gunny sack. He did me a real favor last year. He talked me into coming to his tournament, let me shoot at pheasant the day before, let me watch practice, and then he kicked our butts. You know, he's really a nice guy. But Tim and Beverly are here. Tim, as I say, he came to me when he was 22 years old, has done quite well. You know, I just can't go over all the people. G. Ray Johnson, one of my assistants now, G. Ray, is doing a great job. Lester Goodwin and Angel Chavira are here. I would be amiss if I tried to go over all the players. I would like to say that, you know, you kind of bookend. Steve Tredenick was one of my first guards. Steve is here, and there's some other people I just can't get them all in. And my little point guard from the last 4 years, Jeff Spiller and his family come down. We've got a lot of people here. Can't thank players enough like Bobby Joe, Jim Barnes, who started it all. I wonder how many of you coaches out there have had a guy like Nolan Richards and help you unload your U-Haul. That's who unloaded mine. He's done pretty good himself. I'm very proud of him. All the people, could I get all the people that come down from El Paso would, how about just standing, please? Okay. I've been up here more than my allotted 4 minutes, but I wouldn't be standing here if there hadn't been a man when I was coming out of college that started talking to me about coaching. My wife kept talking to me. Mary always insisted. Like I say, I think she thought I probably couldn't do anything else, and she's probably right. But George McCarty, when I was coaching this little town of Headley, now we're talking about a town of 500, called me on the phone, and I'd known him since I was in college. He was coaching over at New Mexico State, and he kept telling me, he said, Hoss, he always called me Hoss, he said, I'm going to get you the job there. Well, I'd coached at the little town of Benjamin, 250-some people. Headley, 500, only 3 years, and he calls me trying to get the job. A few days later, called and apologized that he couldn't. But a couple of years later, I'd moved to a big metropolis of Dumas. I was a ding-dong daddy from Dumas. And I'd been there 1 year, and George called me, and Dr. Natalicia, I know, gets a kick out of this story, but our president, Dr. Joe Ray, was a super guy, and Ben Collins was our athletic director, and George was actually then dean of men, but become athletic director. But Dr. Ray, I got hired this job, and he said, he looked at me, and I weighed about 220, something like that, and he said, I don't know if you can coach or not, but can you run that damn dorm? They were having a little trouble in the dormitory, and I said, yes, sir, I can handle that dorm. You know, as I said, I would like to say one more time that this tonight is very, very special. What an honor. Something that I never dreamed would happen. This is for the University of Texas at El Paso, our president, and the people of El Paso. Thank you very much.